This video is brought to you by SoccerPro.com, bringing you everyday low prices with no membership fees. Be sure to use coupon code SR4U at checkout to receive $10 off any order of $100 or more. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you a traction test video of the brand new Adidas PrimeKnit 2.0. Now the reason why I chose to do a traction test video on this shoe is one, it's really the first major PrimeKnit release we've seen from Adidas, and two, with any knitted shoe, people are going to have their concerns when it comes to responsiveness and just general stability. I did traction tests for the Nike Magista Obra as well as the Nike Mercurial Superfly 4. If you want to check those out, I'll leave annotations on screen. But of course, those were also knitted shoes made from Flyknit material, and people had their concerns. With those traction test videos, we kind of came to the conclusion that the stability was actually very, very good with those models. The Flyknit models from Nike are some of the most responsive shoes on the market, but unlike the Nike Flyknit models, which feature Brio cable supports as well as internal fused-on support cages that add structure and rigidity to the upper, the PrimeKnit does not have any of those internal supports or any kind of cable system, at least through the midfoot. So I was very curious to see if it was going to be able to hold up to really harsh movements and quick changes of direction in general. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at in today's video, and I think you will be surprised with the results. Now, in order to test the traction on the PrimeKnit 2.0, I ran it through 3 different tests that are designed to put as much stress on both the sole plate, the stud pattern, as well as the upper as possible. All of these tests were run at full speed, at a full sprint, and of course filmed in slow motion. And we're going to be watching that slowed down footage because it really does a good job of highlighting the positive and negative performance characteristics that the shoe actually has while performing these tests. So you guys are going to see exactly what is happening and how well the shoe is actually performing. Now, just to give you guys an idea of how quickly everything is happening, here's a quick clip of one of the tests being run at full speed, not slowed down at all. So now you guys have a good idea of how quickly everything is happening. Of course, all the footage that we're going to be watching is in slow motion. I'm going to be talking over it and letting you guys know exactly what is happening. But a couple of things to look out for yourself is just watch the actual plant itself. When I plant my foot to change direction, just notice if there's any kind of slippage. Notice how much grass is getting kicked up from when my foot actually releases from the ground. That's kind of a good indication of how well the shoe is digging in and how much it's actually gripping when I'm pushing off. Another thing to look out for, and this is a really important thing, is the upper itself. Is there any kind of movement in the upper? The more movement, the more rollover, the more unstable the shoe is actually going to feel on your feet. If there's less movement, the shoe is going to feel very stable and a lot more responsive. So again, just keep out for those couple of things while watching the video. And with that being said, let's get right into the slow motion footage. The first test consists of a 10-yard sprint towards the camera, a one-footed plant, and then with that same plant foot, a push-off back in the opposite direction, accelerating away. The idea here is to put as much stress on the outside of the shoe as possible, both the traction pattern as well as the upper. And as you guys can see by the slow motion footage, the shoe performed extremely well. It far exceeded my expectations. I was really worried that the PrimeKnit upper, given that it doesn't have any internal supports through the midfoot, and it really doesn't have any kind of cable system either, it was just going to lack stability, and that was not the case at all. You have that external layer of PrimeKnit that acts as your base, and then inside the shoe you have an elasticated piece of PrimeKnit that keeps your midfoot locked in place. Even it's attached to the tongue as well, and your foot does not move around when you're wearing these shoes if you tie them tight. It's really impressive. The second test consists again of a 10-yard sprint towards the camera, but instead of a 180-degree cut, it's a 90-degree cut, and again you get to see as much stress on the shoe as possible. With this particular test, you're going to see a little bit more rollover in the upper, a little bit more movement, but I can assure you that when you're actually wearing the shoe, none of this is really evident. It just feels like a one-to-one responsive sensation. The second that you react is the second that the shoe reacts. So again, as far as responsiveness goes, this is one of the best shoes on the market. Really impressed with how they performed. I think that the lacing system itself also has a large impact on the overall stability. It's a deeper lacing system, and it really allows you to get a nice tight snug fit while still maintaining a comfortable feel as well. So again, if you like that locked in tight sensation, especially through the midfoot, that's exactly what you get with the PrimeKnit 2.0. Now this final test is just a standing push off into a sprint. So again, I'm pushing off as hard as I possibly can, putting my entire body into it, pushing off on that right foot. Again, you get to see a little bit of movement in the upper, which isn't super noticeable while you're wearing the shoe. And of course, you're getting to see the bite of that stud pattern. Speaking of the stud pattern, it is of course the same sole plate and stud pattern taken from the 2015 F50. I have experience with it before. I really don't mind that they used it on the PrimeKnit 2.0 either, because it works really, really well. If you're looking for aggressive bite and just great outright traction in general, you're definitely going to get that from the 2015 F50 as well as the PrimeKnit 2.0. Alright guys, this is for my traction test of the Adidas PrimeKnit 2.0. Overall, I have to say that I am thoroughly impressed with this brand new boot from Adidas and just PrimeKnit technology in general. There's really not much internal support on this shoe whatsoever, but as you guys could see in the video, the upper has next to no rollover whatsoever. It's extremely responsive. It has a nice one-to-one fit. The stud pattern performs really, really well, obviously coming from the 2015 F50. And as a package, I'm just a big fan of the PrimeKnit 2.0 so far. So look forward to more videos on the PrimeKnit 2.0 in the future. But like I said, thus far, I'm really, really enjoying the shoe. It fits well, it's extremely comfortable, and as you guys can see, the performance is absolutely phenomenal. So again, look forward to more videos. If you guys have any questions at all regarding this particular traction test, or even suggestions for other shoes you'd like to see a traction test on, leave those questions and suggestions down below in the comment section. I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.